Good evening. Welcome back to Tru Streatz. I could have been the pastor. How's everybody doing out there this evening?
Tru Streatz.
Once again, we've been here in the house. Holiday season's going on. Unfortunately, it feels like an Indian summer outside. It's just lovely out there. Even though it's been dark for a couple of hours, the weather's lovely outside. But anyway, let's get into the topic of the night. The topic of the night is relationships. Now, in this relationship field, at the moment I'm single, but trust me, I know a lot about being in a relationship. My longest one was from 2002 to 2001 to 2017. 2018, somewhere around there, when I got my divorce, somewhere around there. But anyway, and I had previous relationships that last quite a few years before that. But the thing I want to touch down on tonight is how relationships could be start off and start going so good, and then from out of nowhere, it is starts going downhill. No matter how much you try to fight to keep things, to bring things back at least where they was, or at least try to keep them from going under, you can't. And you start to think towards yourself that it was all your fault, or was it? Because a lot of times, as a man, when things start to happen to us, we tend to clam up, or we tend to not talk about what goes on in our lives like a female does, whereas though when we got bills piled up or bill collectors are starting to come, we tend to shut down, and as a man, we try to keep bringing money in or whatever, to take care of these situations. But we always feel as though we got it. No matter what, we always got it, But being in numerous relationships over the years, is that always right? Is it always right to be one-sided because you think that you're supposed to be the provider, breadwinner, however you want to put it, or it's time for her anniversary and birthdays, or it's Christmas time, how you buy stuff for the kids and the family and stuff, or the money that you were supposed to be saving all year for that trip that you just couldn't afford. You didn't get that promotion, but you didn't let them know. Because your dad, you're the husband, you're the head of the house. But then things start to go wrong while you trying to apply yourself to play catch up, or just to be out there constantly in the field doing what's right to take care home. And see, and that's where we mess up. We tend to lose that emotional side. We get so tied up in the bringing the bread in and being on top and handling everything. When the problems come, instead of talking to her, letting her in on it, where she can help. Maybe she can't. But you give her that option to decide for herself. And see, a lot of women, they tend to say that they forgive and they forget, but they tend to hold on to things a lot longer than we do. And see, it tends to build up like it builds up with us. And like any pipe, when it gets so much pressure, it's going to blow. And they tend to might not, want to fight you, jump on you, all type of stuff like that. But you'll start seeing their ways start to change towards you. It'll go from that calling you every day or 5 or 6 times a day to once a day. And that's only to say where you at. Or what time you coming home. And we so caught up in trying to get another dollar wherever we got on our mind at the time. That just gives her the leeway to do whatever she wants to do for the evening. And you too stupid to notice. It starts out with, it's ladies' night. Or I'm going over my sister's or my mother's house or something like that, or my BFF.
Tru Streatz.
And then those nights, days start to come more frequent. And every time she goes, she starts to wear less and less, more makeup, staying out longer. And then one night, you finally get this phone call, I'm going to stay at such and such house this weekend. And then when it all comes down to it, you find out whatever she was doing. And sometimes it just be what she says. She just don't want to be alone because you always leave her alone. But most reality checks, somebody is giving her all the things that you wasn't. Whether it's a male or whether it's a female. Somebody is filling that gap, that void that you left open. And that void usually turns into a wound. So he's hit there with the bandages, or she's there with the bandages. These days, you never know. And then now you want to fix it. Now you want to make things work. Well, usually when it gets to that point, there's no more work. And a lot of us hurt ourselves more by staying there. Whereas though, now that's in your mind that this has happened. And especially us as men, you never want to think of nobody knocking out home. Especially if you got kids. Even though most of the time, these day and age, it's happened before it got to you. That's probably how you met her. So, you gotta take that bitter edge off. And see, that's how we wind up making these bitter women. Because we drive them to this point. And put it like this right here. Don't get me wrong, it's some women that are truly slut buckets. But usually most slut buckets, you tend to know they're a slut bucket up front. You meet them in that situation. And then it's up to you to be that stupid. A lot of us have been. I'm accused of it myself. I knew wasn't nothing right gonna come out of it. And went against my rules. Letting you come over more than one time in a row. So I learned my lesson the hard way. But anyway, gentlemen and ladies, if you are a toxic person, stop fucking up people who aren't. And a lot of y'all take pride in fucking up these roses and these flowers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all take pride in fucking the motherfuckers' mental up. I got that wet, or I got that bomb Peter. Everybody claimed to have the bomb Peter, and a lot of y'all didn't have neither. Oh, I got the wet, no use dry as sand. There's a lot of spit and squirming going on down there. So, to that effect, hit them comments up. These are just my opinions. These are my thoughts. But like I said, I got a lot of thoughts and I got a lot of opinions. And just like that, I'm checking out because I make sure ain't nothing wrong with my baby. So usually anybody normally text me this time unless it's used to hit me on here. They don't usually hit me on my phone, so I gotta check it. Saying she a doctor. She got a little doctor thing on. But anyway, let's see. My boy said respect. Anyway, so like I was saying, we gotta stop making all these toxic people. I do apologize. I really do. Let's see what's going on now. Oh, so as this night progresses, I want y'all to think about them things. You know, if you're the toxic person, get help. If you're not a toxic person and you see one coming, do yourself a favor. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how handsome he is. Run in the opposite direction, because there is somebody out there that is worth you. So take gratitude in yourself. Put yourself above the pedestal. Don't fall for anything, but be open to understand. Take this moment to smile. Release that bad energy and take in some of that good energy. Uplift your spirits that you may uplift the one that you're with. Respect yourself, therefore you respect the one that you're with. And vice versa. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a long way to grow. And we have a long way to go. Because it's a whole lot of situations out there that need to be fixed right now. I'm talking about, it's like we basically done put a crack between man and woman. If we want to continue to live upon this rock, we need to still have men and women. Our kids need to still be dealing with men and women and not dealing with, I'm not bashing nobody, don't get me wrong, but if there is not a steady man and woman population, a legitimate man and woman from birth, then there won't be no population left. That's the point I'm making. So whoever haven't crossed over to the other side or what direction everybody going, for the ones that are left, y'all better take a stand, because the numbers is dwindling. I got 5 kids. I just pray that they have their kids too, and raised in a steady home. That's all I ask. And I would love to see a couple of them graduate. That's all. I do want to see my baby get married though, if she get married. So, you know. But once again, y'all keep smiling. This is your friend Tru Streatz from Tru Streatz. It could have been a pastor. And like I said before, for the ones who don't know me, when I look my head to the right, y'all already know what time it is.